Here are a list of business ideas that you could start in 2020 and 2021 and beyond that I think are going to do exceptionally well in the future. First of all is healthcare. I mean, are you kidding me? We need people that, and I'm not talking about pharmaceuticals. We don't need any more of them. I'm talking about chiropractors, yoga, that kind of healthcare, like actual care, not just here, take this experimental chemical and maybe it'll work. But I know it won't because it's artificial. But I talk about that in my other videos. Not just healthcare, but farming. Farming is another good one for the future. And I talk about alkaline foods, so of course I would farm alkaline only. Organic farming, okay? Organic farming. And I know that microgreens are popular in some places and fairly easy to grow. Also, e-commerce. E-commerce, you could start a clothing store. I know that sounds like, really? There's so much competition. But if you niche down and have a very specific audience, then you can have, I mean, there are leggings, t-shirt stores that are killing it online. And YouTube channel, I talked about this already. You could start a YouTube channel. How do you make money? It makes money from the advertising. So you have to get monetized first, and that's not quick or easy to do. I mean, it might be for some people, but it wasn't for me yet. There's also there's all kinds of internet marketing, that affiliate marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, the list goes on and on. So any different platform online has its own methods of getting traffic or offering some service or product. So you could sell products or services on Instagram. You could sell products or services on Facebook. And it could be as simple as putting it in the marketplace. But there obviously could be very in-depth, like blogging is going to continue in the future. Search engine optimization, SEO, that's what I do. Another thing that I do myself, and it works for YouTube as well. So since Google owns YouTube, you can optimize for Google search and YouTube search. And those are the two biggest search engines in the world. So that's really useful as far as marketing online goes. My other big advice would be, don't necessarily start a startup. Acquire an existing business with cash flow. What is cash flow? Money coming in. More money than the expenses. So they should have all the records, all the tax returns from the last 3 years, and they should be able to show you their cash flow. And odds are, if they'll show you the actual tax return, it's going to be pretty accurate, because they're probably not lying to the IRS. I mean, they might be, but that's as legit as you can get, really. Find a company that has cash flow, offer them to buy it. If they want out, you want to invest, and they can divest. It's just a fancy word for sell. Anyway, you could ask them, hey, are you interested in selling your business? And the worst they could say is no, and then ask someone else. So that's what I would say is the best way, is to acquire an existing company. That way, you don't have to make a startup. I've started so many startups, and it's so much work with no guarantee of making money back. So that might be why you've been having some idea XYZ and you haven't done it. Well, yeah, that's probably why. It's because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to take all your time and effort, and you might not make a profit. So that's why you do a ton of market research first, so that if you still, after doing all the due diligence, you still believe it's going to work, then you should do it. But if you do the research and you find all these potential problems, or you have a bad feeling and you haven't put any money into it, and that's why you do the research before you put the money into it. Because your brain is so, this is now getting into psychology, your brain is so powerful that there's bias for sure. And if you already put money down, then your brain will be having all these kind of biases, and it's going to work against you, especially if you're a beginner. If you're a seasoned professional, then you probably aren't watching this video anyway. So you're probably making your own video if you already have succeeded in several businesses. That being said, if you are successful already and you're just looking to keep your edge and to keep on the ball of what's going on in 2020, definitely tune in, because we're a holistic channel, body, mind, and spirit. You can't leave one of them out. They all need to be there to have real wealth. And the definition of wealth is, how long can you last without money coming in? How wealthy are you is how long can you last. That's how to measure wealth, in time. You measure wealth in time, not in money. Because it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And the wealth, it could be just a little, what one person might say is only a little bit of income, but it could be coming in passively, and it could be coming in residually, and it might be enough for you to live on. You might never be a millionaire off of it, but it might pay your expenses month after month after month and keep you alive without you working. So passive income is pretty powerful. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've made $1 billion in a lump sum. That would be, the way to do that would be to acquire a business, like I was saying, acquire more than one, and then roll them up and sell it to some massive buyer like the government or Amazon, or that's the acquisition model that the big companies are following. And I'm sure they all have their own little intricacies of what the way in which they're doing it. But you can do that same thing. You can acquire companies and then sell them later. Just like as you would buy or sell a house or a motorcycle or a guitar or something on the internet. You could also start an eBay business and just sell little odds and ends. You could even sell cars on eBay. So the world is your oyster, but I gotta come up with a new phrase because oysters are yuck. But the world is your papaya. Not everyone likes papaya. I'll think of one. If you can think of a new alkaline saying instead of the world is your oyster, comment below, and I'll give you a happy star sticker like a kindergarten teacher. I'm just joking around. It's the end of the video, gotta laugh it off. So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope this answered your question. Maybe it gave you even more than you wanted, maybe not enough. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to help you out. And until then, have an amazing day on purpose. Remember, it's not just gonna happen randomly. You're gonna have to go out there and make it happen. Peace.